Hello folks, it's John Dunigan from Applebrook Golf Club in Malvern, Pennsylvania with a really interesting case. Here is the student well after warm-ups and a good player. He's at 81.6 miles an hour on the club head. We have quite an interesting looking pressure trace in the feet. See how it's very jiggy-jaggy right here? That means he's not moving very fluidly. Okay, I take him back to the top of the backswing. We have not changed the backswing. Same guy. But what we talked about was pushing off the lead foot, which is basically I call it skating, like he's pushing his shoe that way on the backswing, and then his trail shoe that way. So the left foot pushes toward the target on the backswing. We're down in the right lower hand corner of this thing. Then on the downswing, the right foot pushes away like you're speed skating. That was the correction, and I think that this is really interesting. He complained of no dynamics in his swing, just dead feet. And I said, guess what? You have dead feet. That's kind of written here. He's well into the heel at the top of the backswing, and he still is here on the top of the new backswing. Right? His pressure did move a lot further back, at least by that point of the swing, but if we are really honest, he still got to 82% in the trail heel at the end of, well, halfway point in his old backswing. Now, here's the thing. At impact, he's got 78% working toward his, but you see how it's meandering? There's no real force going on there. In his right foot, he says he always hits off his right foot. You can see his right foot is not moving, and he fights with both a block and a hook. Okay? As you can see, there's some really good stuff in the shape of that golf swing, though. And then he kind of routinely ends up falling toward his toes at the end of the golf swing, which is very interesting. And again, all we talked here, we only talked about one of the ground forces, and that is the horizontal, which is the skating. So using this picture up here on the top right, his left foot pushes toward the target. That didn't work the way I wanted. Left foot pushes toward the target to start the backswing. How about a different color? There we go. There's the left foot force. Okay? And that, of course, is where this pressure starts to move. It's force, right? Here we go. Now, right here, now his trail foot is now going to push away from the target. Okay? That's the horizontal linear force, if you will. Now, his feet look totally different. But folks, you got to look over here. 89.6. This is after a good warm-up. 81.6. That's significant in my book. Okay, so that's the first part. Now we go over here and look, okay, well, Dunigan, you're just looking at pressure and the club head speed went up, fine, fine. But let's look at the actual forces. Fair enough? And we'll look at back front force. Interestingly enough, the black band is a PGA Tour average, and he had a little bit of fun. You can see there's not much of acceleration. Now, the slope of this curve is acceleration. This is the right foot kicking off. Here's the left foot for you. Here's even more left foot. Okay? This is the center line 0. That's left foot force. He's increased his left foot force in the backswing. But over here, he's peaking a little bit, but he's really taking his time getting there, isn't he? Now, the other thing is his left foot force skating in the opposite direction, right, on the downswing side, which helps us rotate. So he's pushing left foot that way on the backswing start, right foot here at the start down. Then we're going to have another push toward the target to help rotate him around. Okay, that's how it works. And interestingly, this left foot force is after contact. Isn't that special? Here, his right foot force got right into the middle of the PGA Tour range, and there's some acceleration, right? By evidenced by the slope of the curve is much steeper than it used to be. And his left foot force turned out to peak before impact, which is really good So we've got some time to get the club head out, or the speed out to the club head. Fair enough? That's cool, right? Like that's cool in and of itself. Okay? We put more force in, we changed the pressure. We didn't talk about force in the lesson, we talked about pressure. We got more force. Then let's take a look at torque. Torque is basically spinning the plate. Now, torque, I'm going to get rid of our little arrows. Torque is sort of like the right foot. You ever spin out with your right foot in the downswing? That's what the feet are doing in the downswing. In the backswing, yes, we reverse those. But on the downswing, we have the right foot is trying to, now not skate, but kind of, you can call it skate if you want, is trying to go this way to help us rotate in the opposite direction. The left foot's trying to go this way. Okay? Now look at this. He's got a nice peak in rotation, so that's really beautiful, but he's a ways away from the PGA Tour average, 62 foot-pounds of torque. That's just a measure. Okay? Wait a minute. In the new swing, he's at the top of the PGA Tour range in torque. Now that is the damnedest thing we've seen. He completely improved his torque. Folks, I didn't talk about torque. I was just using the pressure on him, teaching him how to skate. And finally, we have the vertical, which is sort of the Justin Thomas. He is the, if you will, he is the epitome of vertical force, jumping, okay? And his vertical force was after impact, right? He got a little bit up, then peaked. And in this one, he got a little bit more down, unweighting, and got to a much higher peak, right? Before impact. Notice the peak here is still good. It's a 147 versus 150% of his weight. Still not enough, but I got news for you. I don't need all three of these torques to be maxed out, but I do need probably two, unless we have an exceptional case. Now, the torque, just with the arrows, if you don't mind, the torque is, he's going to move down, that's called unweighting, but he's going to push down into the ground, right? And the ground is going to resist and push him back upward. That's the vertical. Okay, both feet do that kind of thing. Fair enough? So, very cool lesson. Thank goodness for Swing Catalyst. Love this one. Excellent outcome for the student. Simple, and he knew he wasn't using his legs and feet at all. And we taught him how to do it extremely quickly. Now he's got to go iron out the new wrinkles in the swing for that. But a 9 mile an hour increase in club head speed, 8 mile an hour, not sucky. Have a wonderful day.